Hi, I'm Mitch Cazier, and welcome to another edition of Metate Musings. Today's muse will be about the artistry of basketry.
Baskets come in many sizes and from all over the world. Small, large, tall, low, flat, you name it, there can be a basket for every need. To learn more about the art of basket weaving, we've traveled to the beautiful village of Viglione, to the home of Jimmy Viglione, not only a wonderful desert adventures guide, but also an incredible basket weaver.
Baskets have been made since the beginning of time, actually. Started out with needing a place to store or carry items. We might go back all the way to birds. They needed a place to put their eggs. What did they do? Built a nest. What's a nest? It's a basket. The same with the native people of different countries. When they were out gathering food, there would be an abundance, and suddenly they realized they would need a storage container, and they would gather twigs, grasses, leaves from trees, and form a basket to carry their items. I have some here. We have some from the Tarahumara Indians in Copper Canyon in Mexico who use pine needles. Another uses yucca leaves. The Kuya used deer grass. However, if deer grass wasn't available, they would also use pine needles. The baskets could either be plaited, that would be the same as you would braid hair, so it's actually woven, or they could be coiled using a foundation material and then a stitching material to go around the foundation, and the basket is slowly coiled just like we did as children with clay, and we made pots by rolling long sausages and then rolling them up and smoothing the clay out. In this case, you don't smooth the clay out, you use stitching around it. So this is a coiled basket. Normally the stitching amongst the Kuya would be junkus. However, some other tribes use the sinew of a deer, other types of material other than junkus. I'm using sinew today. And I do have a basket started here. This is a simple start using pine needles. The other materials are the full pine needles soaked in water to soften them. And they would simply be added one or two at a time in a circle, stitching each stitch in until it's extended around, and then the basket would be built up. So it's some of the other materials I have here are porcupine quills. You're thinking, what do you do with porcupine quills? Well, it's the same material as our fingernails. So when they're soaked in water, they soften. They're flattened using one's fingers. And then as the stitching is being done, the pine needles are stitched in. I'm sorry, the porcupine needles are stitched in. And instead of a black design, as this one has, it would be a white design using the porcupine quills. So pretty much any material can be used, and usually it's what's in the location. We're up here in the mountains, so there's a lot of Jeffrey pines, and that's why I choose pine needles. A little easier to work with, a little easier to get. Can't get it through. Then pine needles added, and the next stitch around, and this keeps going until you end up with a basket. It's rough on the fingers. Round and round and round. The gift baskets were quite time consuming. Amongst the Kuya, gift baskets were a special item. And a gift basket was a gift, therefore it meant you would never sell it. However, since it was a gift basket, it was okay to give it as a gift. And today, the gift baskets of the native people are some of the most expensive if we were to purchase them. They're the ones that really express the artistic talent of the basket maker, because it was a gift, so they were very decorative and perfectly stitched with no flaws. At this point, I started with a black color, and now I've switched to a natural, and I think now you can see the difference. And as I go along, I'll keep adding different colors of sinew until a pattern emerges. Well, through the magic of photography, it's 2 days later, and I'm putting the last stitch into the basket. And there it is. There's our black pattern, along with a bit of the natural pattern. Basket's complete and ready to be used.
And that's how it was done.